After the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there were plenty of survivors like this boy who managed to stay alive in the aftermath of these nuclear attacks. But this kid is special. He was the only one to survive not one, but both atomic bombings. Let's dive into his incredible story, exploring his journey from the devastation of Hiroshima to the heartbreak of Nagasaki, and understand how he survived 2 atomic bombings when it seemed impossible to survive one. The first attack occurred on Hiroshima. When it hit, he was just an ordinary kid. He woke up that morning, ready to take on the day, not realizing that it would be anything but ordinary. In fact, he might have been doing things any regular kid does, having breakfast, helping out at home, or making plans with friends. His world was turned upside down in an instant when the United States military dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. He was just an innocent child caught in the grip of a war he didn't understand. His house was swept away in the atomic blast. Just imagine for a second how terrifying that must have been for a child. One moment everything is normal, and the next the very foundations of his reality are shaken. As the mushroom cloud rises above the horizon, he witnesses the city he once knew turn into a scene from a nightmare. Many people today forget that the Second World War was fought with children present. They were forced to flee their homes, becoming refugees in their own country. Some were separated from their families forever, and many witnessed the worst of humanity. So what did he do when his house was destroyed? Did he panic? Did he run for cover? Or was he simply too stunned to move? He walked out of the rubble, dusty and confused amidst the dust and smoke. The young boy, though covered in ash, unscathed physically. But the horrors of war had already begun to take their toll on him mentally. What kind of trauma did this young boy experience? How did it shape his life and outlook? We know that he saw his home turn to ashes, watched his neighbors suffer, and lost a sense of normalcy in his life. And what happened to him after the bombing? Where did he go? Who did he meet? These questions offer a glimpse into a world shattered by war and struggling to rebuild. When he emerged from the dust and debris, he found himself in a devastated landscape. Hiroshima, once a bustling city, was now a scene of unimaginable destruction. Homes and buildings had been reduced to ashes, streets were littered with debris, and a heavy silence had fallen over the place. Where his friends and family once played, now nothing but the ghosts of memories remained. All around him were scenes that no child should ever witness: injuries, death, and despair. But amidst the destruction, the spirit of humanity shone through. Neighbors helped each other, strangers offered comfort, and the community began the long process of healing. He, along with thousands of other survivors, united by their shared loss and their indomitable spirit, started to pick up the pieces of their lives and try to move forward in this new reality. But sadly, that wasn't the end of his troubles. 3 days after the bombing, he experienced the unthinkable, the second atomic bombing. Imagine the terror of the first attack fading into a nightmare, then waking up to a new dawn, thinking it as a fresh start, only to find yourself facing another apocalypse. A second bombing was in Nagasaki. Just as the people of Hiroshima were beginning to piece together their shattered lives, a new horror unfolded in Nagasaki. Thousands of miles away, on August 9, 1945, another atomic bomb was dropped, plunging Nagasaki into darkness and despair. Once again, everything changed in the blink of an eye. The people of Nagasaki were thrown into a maelstrom of fire and destruction, experiencing firsthand the merciless power of the atomic weapon. Here's how it happened. That morning, like any other, people went about their daily lives in Nagasaki, unaware that they were about to be plunged into another terrifying ordeal. Children went to school, workers headed to factories, and families ate breakfast together. It was a typical day until the sky split open and a blinding white light engulfed the city. A deafening roar shook the ground, and the world turned upside down. Just like Hiroshima, the blast leveled entire city blocks, reducing homes and landmarks to smoldering ruins. The relentless heat scorched everything in its path, and the shockwave threw people and objects violently through the air. There was pandemonium. Amidst the swirling smoke and dust, survivors stumbled through the wreckage, desperately trying to make sense of the devastation around them. Some searched for loved ones, while others wandered in shock, unable to comprehend the scale of the tragedy. The city was a labyrinth of twisted metal, shattered glass, and choking fumes, making every step a perilous gamble. How did he escape this horrific event? It's a miracle he got out alive. Given the proximity of his residence to the epicenter of the atomic blast, it seemed almost impossible for anyone to have survived unscathed. However, he miraculously escaped unharmed, showcasing remarkable resilience and good fortune. Yet he bore witness to the immense suffering endured by countless individuals. Houses turned to ashes, bodies lay strewn across the ground, and the cries of the wounded echoed through the ruined streets. The horrors he witnessed left an indelible mark on his psyche, shaping his perspective on life forever. In the aftermath of this catastrophe, he found himself in a different part of the country, no longer in Nagasaki, but far away from the destruction. It's unclear whether he was evacuated or managed to flee the city on his own. However, no matter the circumstance, this relocation marked a turning point in his story. Leaving behind the familiar ruins of Nagasaki, he embarked on a journey filled with uncertainty. The road ahead stretched before him like a desolate wasteland, mirroring the turmoil in his heart. He navigated through a landscape marred by the war's devastation, each step echoing the profound impact of the atomic bombings on his life. Along his journey, he encountered fellow survivors, each bearing the scars of Nagasaki's demise. Together they formed a somber procession of innocence lost, innocence stolen, and innocence mourned. The weight of their shared trauma forged a silent bond among them as they traversed the path of recovery and healing. It's hard to fathom the thoughts running through his young mind as he witnesses not one, but 2 atomic bombings. Imagine the confusion, the fear, and the heartbreak that must have filled his tiny heart. Can you picture the world shattering before his innocent eyes twice? It's a harrowing thought. In the end, the boy survived. Against all odds, he endured 2 atomic bombings, emerging from the ashes with a story that defied imagination. His tale is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, reminding us that even in the face of unimaginable horror, life and hope can endure. His survival is a miracle, a beacon of resilience in the darkest chapters of human history. The boy's journey is a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of war, urging us to strive for peace and understanding in our world. As we delve into the depths of this remarkable story, we encounter a multitude of unanswered questions. What was life like for the boy after he survived the atomic bombings? How did he cope with the trauma and navigate the challenges of rebuilding his life? And what became of him as he grew older? Sadly, his name remains unknown, lost to the annals of history. His story, though remarkable, has been overshadowed by the larger narrative of the atomic bombings. But his tale is not merely about survival. It's a profound exploration of resilience, loss, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. We're reminded that amidst the horrors of war, hope and courage can persist, and the human spirit can endure even in the face of unimaginable adversity. The story of the boy who survived 2 atomic bombings is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit. It serves as a haunting reminder of the devastating impact of war and a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. If you found this account of survival during wartime captivating, I invite you to watch another video. It tells the chilling story of prisoners forced to survive cannibalism in Nazi Germany. It has a gripping tale that delves into the depths of human endurance and the desperate measures people took to survive in the face of unimaginable horrors. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history. And if you've resonated with this story, don't hesitate to share it with those who seek inspiration in the face of adversity. Until next time, may you find strength in the face of challenges and hope in the darkest of times.